On today's episode of Watch Chair Go, we are here in the detail bay with the detail dudes working on two motorcycles. What is going on, guys? I am Watch Chair Go, and today I am here with my new 2003 Harley-Davidson Electra-Glide we picked up just the other night for $5,500. This is the 100th anniversary Electra-Glide, and it's been incredibly well taken care of its whole life, except one thing. We're gonna fix that one thing today. Scott's over here getting the Goldwing all ready to go. We have our big family trip coming up here at the end of the week. We're rolling on Friday out to Springfield, Illinois for the Springfield Mile, and I mean, the bike's gotta look good.
Yeah, I need it to look good for me when I ride it.
And, exactly. And the windshield randomly breaks, so it has to be in for service in the morning. It's got to be back at the Honda dealership. Hopefully they can figure out whether it's like a limit switch or some kind of position sensor. 50% of the time the windshield will not move, and when you get out on the highway you really want that windshield to come up and knock all the wind out so you're just relaxed going down the road. So we got to get that straightened out, and that's really all this thing's ever needed. Oil changes and that windshield is flaky, and of course random tires blowing. So here we are with the wing and with the Electra-Glide. I'm gonna get to work on the Electra-Glide. The Electra-Glide has one really big problem we're gonna fix right now, and it is this ridiculous printed chrome sticker. Somebody owned this thing and they were like, you know what? There's not enough Harley badges there and on both sides of the tank and on the engine and on the case and on the bags and on these bags and on the tank and on the CD player. You know, in case you forget what you're riding, let's get a 6-inch chrome Harley-Davidson sticker and put it on the front. So that's got to come off right now so this can get polished out, because the paint hasn't really been taken care of. The paint is the one part that's a little iffy here. I usually use a heat gun for this, but Casey was like, you want to try the steam? Yeah, I want to try the steam. I feel like that's it. It wasn't. Oh, I see why giant sticker on front. There's no paint. I guess we're wrapping this fairing. We got duped by the giant sticker. How would we have ever known that all the paint was missing underneath? That's unfortunate. I wish we would have tried removing it in the driveway because we knew it was coming off. Wow. So that is just terribly unfortunate. So what we're gonna do to make this not dumb, the traditional thing that you do, we'll take knifeless tape and we'll run a bead all the way down this special stripe. This special stripe says Harley all the way through it. It's kind of cool. Tiny little Harley micro printing. Kind of nice. So we'll pull the screws out of the windshield and run some knifeless tape and wrap that gloss black or matte black. Nothing else we can do, honestly. You never know when you're buying used stuff. So, I mean, obviously it needs painted, but where are you gonna get that stripe? And where are you gonna get this color that's crazy deep in blue? So, super unfortunate. 2003 Harley-Davidson Electra-Glide. This is powered by the 88 engine, which is 1450 cc's of V-twin power. We bought this thing even though we were going to buy a V-Rod. It makes like 86 foot-pounds, and I don't think they even spec'd what the horsepower was, but I would assume it's right around the same, probably in the 80 horsepower range. Like I said, 1450 cc fuel injected, which is awesome. And it came with Reinhardt pipes, which sound amazing. We'll start it up here in just a minute, but those tips are beautiful, and it's just a good look. This one's not overly done. It looks like it's been to Alaska and Wyoming. I mean, those are both pretty cool badges there. And I mean, it's a classic. It's got a radio, 40 watts of power, aux in, a CD player. I mean, this is 2003. So this was a really, really set up bike in 03. You've got the little waterproof CD slot right there. Everything works in the system as you'd expect. They call this full instrumentation. It doesn't come with that gauge, but it comes with fuel, speedo, tach, voltmeter, oil pressure, which is really cool to have on a bike. I think it's one of the only bikes I've seen oil pressure on. And then somebody added this Autometer oil temp gauge, which is actually really nice as well. So you have that at a glance, you know, complete idea of what this thing is doing on the road. Has the strange Harley-Davidson turn signals. They're quite a bit weirder than every other bike. Left turn, right turn. Every other bike just uses like a switch. I mean, the Goldwing's auto canceling. It's kind of different. Anyway, I like it. You kind of get used to it quickly. And we've got the radio controls here and here. Everything else is exactly what you'd expect. Some Harley-Davidson mirrors. We got a little bit of paint fade right there. We're gonna fix that. And then we found another problem today. It's missing the heel shifter. So we only have the toe shifter here. The other one is just completely gone. There's a little notch that set screw rides in, and lets you set that thing up so that you can just use your foot and just let it sit there and you're good to go. It's already got the Guardian Angel bell on it. And it looks like maybe an aftermarket oil cooler. It says Harley-Davidson on it, but it has an oil cooler, which is pretty sweet. And of course, it's air cooled. Old school tech all the way through. We have the spotlights. See? Those things are insanely bright. Of course, we already got the fairing cleaned up. That's been goo-goned and it's ready for the polish now. Crazy 100th anniversary badge and a lighted front fender, which is probably aftermarket. I think this thing is aftermarket because there's the way the wires are ran down it is not like the cleanest thing ever. And don't let me forget about the air suspension. The lines are right there. That's part of the 2003 anniversary edition package, or the classic package, one of the two. Has an antenna that's like 8 foot high and wants to stab you whenever you walk by. At least you feel like you're gonna get stabbed in the eye. And that's about it. This thing's belt drive. It's got the Gates carbon fiber reinforced belt in there, which is really, it sounds fancy, but it's the standard belt. It just makes them last a long, long time. The old owner had just put the belt on. He said it might have 250 miles on the belt, and the tires are brand new. So new, the nibs are still on all the way around. And I can't tell if they did the Harley Dunlops. Got the American flag on them. So it kind of seems like they might be, but usually there's a Harley logo on those tires as well, so you know they are the Harley-Davidson tires. So pretty funny. It does look like he put the stock style tires back on. So this thing is about to get cleaned up, gonna get a quick polish because its paint is looking real rough. You can see as I kind of move the light across it, you can see how much scratching there is in that paint and scarring from years of use, 69,000 miles actually. And the front brakes are the real problem. That's the problem I was talking about at the beginning of the video. So when you squeeze them, nothing happens all the way through there, and then only like right here works. So when your finger's back there, because you're one finger braking like you normally are on a motorcycle, it crushes your hand. So that does not work very well at all. I bought new brake fluid. We're gonna try to flush it, see if that works, and go from there. Hopefully it brings these brakes back to life. All right, let's get right into it. Shout out to Harley, unshout out to Harley, for making one of the few silicone brake systems in the entire world. You honestly never see this stuff, but this is a .5 braking system instead of like .51 or you know, something that I would prefer like .4, simple. And make sure you don't spill. That's why that rag is sitting under there, to make sure we don't spill anything as the cap comes off. And the window is shot, but they usually are. The sun takes out those windows there. And we're gonna start by extracting all of the old nasty brake fluid, which is definitely discolored. And when you pump it, it makes little waves like there's like metal coming out of it. Definitely interesting. So that's not crazy intense. There's definitely like foreign debris in there, and the color doesn't look that bad either, but you know what? We're just gonna suck all of this out of there and then wipe it out and start over. There's definitely a little bit of metal down in the bottom. Hopefully it's not a bad master or a bad caliper. Pretty interesting. Just a lot of junk built up on the walls of the reservoir. I have a feeling we'll end up putting calipers on this thing, because apparently these calipers back in the day were pretty bad, according to one of my friends that just came over here. Said they had a set just lock up on the highway the other day. There was a recall for these things because they grow like crystals inside them apparently. So I checked for recalls. There's no open recalls on this bin, and there never was one for brakes. It was just I think like a reflash and a master fuse. So nice that this bike's fuel injected though. It just makes everything so much better. Actually runs when you hit the button. Here we have our new .5, and of course, I'm just gonna try to pour this without spilling any. Ooh, purple .5. Go for it. And tell me when you're holding. Hold. Okay, again. Hold. One more. Hold. I got no air, so I think we're good. I'm gonna switch to the other side. This one's probably perfect. Nice clean fluid too. The new fluid's purple. Yeah, we went from the old school to the new purple. One more probably. Go for it. Hold. Let's hit one more time. Sweet. Does it feel like there's brakes now?
It does.
Okay, good. Because they were not good before. All right, our brake bleed is complete. I'm gonna go test it out. I think we've got some good lever feel here. It is better already. I think that's legit better because it doesn't crush my finger and it feels like I've got a little braking. So we're gonna fire this thing up so you guys can hear this Reinhardt exhaust. Step one. Maybe. Didn't I just? It's in neutral. What else do I have to do? Oh, somebody shut it off with the run switch. Oil pressure's coming up. Voltmeter's pretty cool. Oil temp works and everything. Pretty good so far. I went ahead and pulled the quick release bag off and bled the rear caliper there. It looks like everything's, yeah, it looks good. And Casey helped me go ahead and do a pedal bleed. I think it's great, and I just rode around the shop to do a little test. We're gonna do one more test just for you guys. I think it's pretty funny. Nothing like new brake fluid. I still think it at least needs pads up front. The rears look really good. I think we're good here. Well, there you have it, my cheap 2003 Harley-Davidson Electra-Glide. I think I got a good deal on it, about 1,000 to 2,000 less than what the market seems like for the mileage. It was an older gentleman, he needed it gone because he couldn't ride anymore, and I think it's a runner. So, it's about to get a couple thousand miles put on it this weekend. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop, watchjrgo.com, where you can get cool shirts, not like this. And please, like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. This is just a super solid bike. Just about got it straightened out. Order some brake pads and maybe put the factory cruise on it instead of the throttle lock. It's got the throttle lock in there, or the tension adjustment, and it'd be good to go.